hit the next slide. All right, so one of the things that is a little bit different today is we have more people in the space than everyone has met. So we're gonna do a popcorn round. And what I want you to do is share your name, who you're with, your position, and something that is an awesome strength of yours. All right. Jason, you got on first. You want to kick it off and then popcorn around?
All right, I'll try to write down all those prompts, but fill me in if I miss one of my kernels. All right, folks. Jason Jones with Riverside County Office of Education. What were the other pieces? I know there was a strength, but there was one more.
And your strength, something you're awesome with.
Okay, something that I'm awesome with is listening, I believe. So really just listening to others, connecting with what their intention is, and trying to be present with listening.
And I love that because I've noticed that. So
thank you, David.
I'm aware of that. So
thank you.
All right, you want to throw it on?
Yes, I'm going to then, I'll just go in the order that I see. So Jennifer Gately, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. Excuse my voice today. Jennifer Gately, Director of Learning Systems and Supports here at SBCSS. And one of my superpowers, I've been told, is synthesizing communication. And I will toss it over to Kelly O'Neill.
All right, thank you very much. So my name is Kelly O'Neill. I am the Community Schools Coordinator with Mono County Office of Education, and I bring a lot of energy to whatever room I'm in. So I bring a lot of community, a lot of energy, and a lot of excitement. That's my strength. Oh, and I will pass it over to Trayvon.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Trayvon Martin. I'm an integrated outreach support specialist for the systems, the Learning Systems and Support Department here at SBCSS. One of my strengths is also listening, listening to understand, listening to engage, listening to connect, listening to be a resource. And I will popcorn it over to Jose.
Good afternoon. My name is Jose Montes, and I am the Director of Community Schools at the Los Angeles Education Partnership. I think something that I try to be very good at is being authentic and sharing, my authentic self with my teammates. So I think that's a strength. And along those lines, I'll pass it over to Alessandra, who's on my team.
Thank you, Jose. Hi, everyone. My name is Alessandra Cascarano. I'm a community schools coach with the Los Angeles Education Partnership. And I guess a strength is being able to support people, quickly building relationships. I would say that's something I've been told before. And I will popcorn to Kelly because you're on my screen.
I already went unless there's another Kelly.
You did.
But maybe we can give it to Allie from CTI. She's awesome.
Go ahead.
That's a great endorsement, Kelly. Thank you. My superpower is that Kelly thinks I'm awesome. So yeah, I'm Allie from Capacity to Impact. I'm an Applied Research and Evaluation Associate. Something that I work on to make my strength is to communicate data and results in a way that's accessible and try to connect with people through that. Yeah. I will popcorn it to my colleague Devin.
Thank you. I'm Devin Larson, also with CTI, and I have been told my superpower is being able to take lots of complex data and find the important underlying story underneath it all. So hopefully that's my superpower. I will pop it over to Amanda.
Hello, I'm Amanda Wade from Riverside County Office of Education, the coordinator for the California Community Schools Partnership here. And my strength is probably careful planning of events. And I will popcorn to Leticia.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leticia Herrera. I am the outreach support specialist here with Learning Systems and Support with the San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools. And something that I guess is my superpower is listening and always being kind to everyone. You never know what they might be going through at home, work, school, anything. So I always try my best to be kind to people, and I'm very passionate about the work that I do. And I'll pass it on to Karina.
Hi, my name is Karina Alanis, and I am one of the Integrated Supports Outreach Specialists with SBCSS. And one of my awesome capabilities, I've been told that I'm able to multitask. So I like to do things all at once, if not all together. When it's too quiet, I feel like something bad is going to happen. So I like to keep busy. So multitasking is one of my awesome qualities. And then I'm going to pass it over to Siobhan.
Thanks, Karina. I'm Siobhan Monterosa. I am Community Schools Coordinator here at SBCSS. Jose stole mine, so I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. I think my superpower is showing up exactly as who I am in all spaces and connecting with people once I get there. I'm going to pass it. Who is missing? Dr. Kemp, you are up next. Popcorn.
Hi, good afternoon. I would say my superpower strength is being detailed oriented when necessary. I'm a detailed type of person. The data one kind of got stolen. But details and planning is my thing.
And you are Dr. Ebony Kemp, Community Schools Coordinator at SBCSS.
Thank you. Yes, that part.
The
last one.
Carla. I don't think Carla's
I haven't gone. Hi there, I'm here.
Carla hasn't gone. Hi, Carla.
For not having my camera on. I'm in my mobile office right now, and it's super hot. You'll see sweating like crazy. Carla Lavelle Tren with the California School-Based Health Alliance. I'm the School Partnerships Project Director. Good afternoon, everyone. I would say my superpowers is thinking outside of the box and taking really big ideas and helping to make them a reality. With someone said planning, I think it was Amanda, with lots of planning and thoughtfulness. So, thank you all. I'll pass it to my colleague Sergio.
Thanks, Carla. Hey, folks. Buenas tardes. Sergio Morales with the California School-Based Health Alliance. And I'm going to say, I think my superpower is helping to weave. I think I see myself as a weaver of folks and people, weaving people together, right? And building community and power with our authentic selves. So that's what I'll say. And I don't know if Stephanie has gone. Just say two Stephanies on here. So I want to just say, one of them, or three, or there she is. Okay, cool. Hey, Stephanie.
Which one? Which Stephanie?
Oh, I didn't know there was more than one. I think it was
okay.
You. I just saw two of your names. I'm like, you must be really important today. You have two.
No. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see me, but okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Stephanie Mahi. I'm with the San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools, and I am your program technician. Let's see, one of my awesome strengths would be relationship building and bringing positivity to everyone.
I think the only one who hasn't gone is Lisa, right?
I haven't gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see there, Yvonne. Hi.
And Dawn is on there, I believe, as well.
Okay.
Go ahead, Yvonne.
Okay, so Yvonne Moyes, Community Schools Coordinator. One of my strengths and weaknesses is currently what's happening to me right now. So I am great at taking care of everyone else. And I often forget myself. So my car went kaput this morning. So I am in my mobile office too, Carla. So that's why if you hear all the background noise, that's what's going on. But I love to take care of people. I often do better at taking care of others than I do at taking care of myself. And so, and I'm a hugger. Siobhan is laughing at me already, but I love to build community And so oftentimes I feel like that's done through hugs. And so anyways, but so forgive me for the background noise today. I will keep myself on mute. But Carla, I feel you about the mobile office today. So, and I will toss to, I think it was, I don't know who was left.
Lisa or Dawn?
Dawn.
Okay, I'll go. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lisa Torres, project analyst here at SPCSS. And one of my strengths, so I've been told, is storytelling. Yeah. And I'll pass it on to, who was the last person? Dawn.
I think it's me. Hi, everyone. I'm Dawn Kurtz. I'm the interim CEO for Los Angeles Education Partnership. And I would say one of my strengths is big picture thinking, really looking 1 or 2 steps ahead and anticipating any potential challenges and trying to work those out ahead of time.
All right. I know it took a little bit of time, but I want to say thank you to each of you because it's better if we get a chance to learn about each other. And I'm going to also kind of refer to what Siobhan put in the chat is we're growing. And so I thought it was really important that everyone get a chance to see who's in the space. I don't know if you had met our outreach specialists, so we appreciate having them on, and Lisa Torres. And we just keep growing as a group. And so it was great. I know Amanda's come on at RCOE. And so it was just making sure everyone had a chance to then hear who's in the room as we keep moving forward because our group keeps growing. All right, next slide.
David, just want to jump in, and I think Nazi is able to jump on and introduce herself as well. She's in transit though, will have to be off camera.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Wonderful to meet the new team members at SPCSS. This is Nazi. Sorry, I'm in transit. I'll jump on camera as soon as I get back. Are we doing superpowers?
Yeah.
All right. I would say probably systems thinking.
Thank you. And I appreciate you jumping in. I know you're in transit. So Stephanie, go ahead and take me to the next slide. So we took a little too, we took some time around that. So I'm not going to make you pick one of those. We'll move on, but it's just fun because it seems like we have one of those on every Zoom we do now. So go ahead. If you do feel like picking one and you want to put it in the chat, feel free. I think I'm living in number 9. That's my life these days. So I'm trying to figure that all out. But if you feel like throwing a number in the chat of how you're feeling today, it's always good to know where everyone's at as we kind of walk into this space. So thank you. All right, next slide, Stephanie. All right, so here's what we're going to cover today on our agenda. I'm going to hand it over in a few minutes to CTI. They're going to talk to us a little bit about the update on the logic model. One of this areas that we like to focus on in this space is just talking about the contract and our resource deliverables and where we're at. So I'm going to cover that a little bit today. And then I'm going to ground you a bit in the partnership spring convening. And I'll leave that up to Yvonne was going to do it, but I didn't think she was going to be here today. But if she wants me to go ahead, I'm prepared to talk about that so that everyone's pretty clear about the partnership convening. Maybe I cover the agenda so everyone kind of knows what's going to happen that day. And then Yvonne can answer any questions if she's still on. And then just a little shout out to our Southern Region Wellness Conference is coming up too. All right, go ahead and take us to the next slide. And at this point, I'm not sure who's going to take over for CTI, but we're going to have a few minutes here, 5 to 10 minutes for them to just update us a little bit on the logic model. So thank you for doing that in this space today.
Thank you. That's going to be Devin.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. David, did you have to include the logic model slide that we sent over?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, sorry, next slide.
Perfect. All right. As you can see, this has changed a lot from the mess that we had on the sticky notes all over the board when we met last time. So we've been doing a lot of work with this, and it's been a lot of fun, to be honest. So I just want to walk you through our process a little bit, what happened, where we are now, and then where we're going to go. And I'm going to do this in just a few minutes. So I'm actually going to share my screen really quick, if that's all right. Just wanted to give you this broad look first. So all right, so last time we met, we had the opportunity to meet with everyone who pulled together the activities that they were performing, and then you all listed out some of your short-term, intermediate-term, and long-term outcomes that you believed would come from those activities, or you wanted to come from those activities. And so we collected all of those, had this wonderful mess of a worksheet at the bottom. You can see there's all the activity categories. We have outcomes here. We have them by each of the partners on the side. We took those together and we blocked them and tried to find themes among each of those. And we did. We found some beautiful themes that represent everyone. And we ended up with the logic model that looks like this, much simpler than it is. You'll notice the activities. We struggled last time with the activity categories. But the activity categories we came up with as a group really nicely matched on to the tasks that are in each of our contracts. No wonder, because those are how we've been organizing our work anyways. And so we worked with SPCSS a little bit on language, went back and forth a few times, and ended up with the same tasks, the same categories of activities. They're just named a little bit nicer for an external audience. And so what you'll see now is we have this large document that has the inputs that go into our work, the activities that everyone's doing, right? And these come straight from the contracts. So if you believe you're doing something in addition to this, great, it's just not contracted. So we will have a conversation. We'll make sure we include it in our reporting out, but it's not going to go in the logic model. Some potential outputs. The reason these are important are because these are the tangible results of the work that we're doing. So it's really easy to note these have been done, really easy to report out on these. And then the really transformative work comes in the outcomes, right? Short-term outcomes, these are developing those knowledge, skills, and abilities. Intermediate outcomes, we've started to change behavior, and then we've got these long-term changes that we're looking for. So we took everything that you all had said and given to us, found those common themes, and then last week, I believe it was, the STAC released the new capacity building strategies, which nicely added on to the expected outcomes. And so we incorporated that as well, vastly simplified into the logic models we currently have it. So why do we care about this? We talked about this a little bit previously, and where is this going next? First off, we care about this because this is going to guide us on how we measure all of the work that we're doing and how we report it out, both internally and externally. So for each of these outputs give us easy things to track, and these outcomes give us places to go when we want to find something measurable. So we are currently developing measures for every single box on here. Most of the boxes will have multiple measures. Where we go next is we need feedback from everyone. We've got a little bit of feedback from SPCSS, although it's changed since SPCSS last saw it. So if there's anything they don't like, we apologize. We will chat. And we'll be sending this to all of our other partners as well, and engaging in conversations around, do you believe this accurately represents the work that you're doing? Do you see the outcomes that you would like to see from your work represented here? Is there something important that's missing? And then as we develop out those measures, we'll have conversations with you around how best to measure the work that you are doing. So we're making progress, and it's very exciting, and it's coming together. And yeah, we look forward to future conversations around all of this. Ali, Nazi, is there anything you would like to add before we turn our time back to SPCSS?
Nope. Well done, Devin. I think that covers the process. Just underscoring that the iterative process that it took to get here in a way that includes every single post-it that you all gave us. So if something you saw is not represented in some way and you feel it's important, please reach out and let us know. We'll be sending this out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we will turn it back. If you have any questions, we're always up to talk. We love chatting about all of this. So, David, back to you.
All right. Thank you, CTI team. I know it's a bit of a back and forth process, but we appreciate all the work that's going into it. And yeah, thank you very much. And then I think you mentioned that you're going to send that out to everyone. I can also make today's PowerPoint available too, so they can get it that way too. All right. Sound good? All right. So following up on where Devin left off is one of the things that we're coming up towards the end of the year. And as we look at the contract, one of the areas that is not necessarily falls in line with CTI because of the work they're doing, but falls in line with our other two partners is building resources, especially as we start to think about the website that's coming out. And I put up here the new California way. You can start to see now that the Y is not on the bottom, the Y has moved to the top. And so I just wanted you to kind of take a look at that. And then, because what I'm going to talk about here and thinking about how we can look at resources moving forward kind of falls in line with this. So you can see how the new California way has been put out. So there are some changes. It's a bit wordy, but I will send this PowerPoint out to everyone so you have access to it. So next slide, Stephanie. So one of the things that as we build out the website, the important part of that website is that we're creating resources that support our grantees both now and in the future as other ones come on. And so even as Lisa and I were talking and we're thinking about, I know there's contracted areas that need to get completed before the end of the year, we started talking about how we can start to look at building up some resources that support what you're doing in the contract. So with that, I focused on task 1.4, and I'll get into that in a second, but we're going to look at this as not just a one-year process, but an ongoing process so that we can build upon this. And if you see, I'm building it around the three areas of the visioning, the emerging, and the transforming, along with the impact model that you can kind of see there on the right-hand side. And so one of the things that we want to look at this year is looking at utilizing your expertise around the why and the what to help build capacity to support our grantees for the remainder of this year around task 1.4 and resources. So go ahead, Stephanie, and take us to the next slide. And so you can see, I took this right out of the contract. You can see capacity impact. They're working on the technical assistance, assessment, and evaluation of our program as an RTAC. But if you look on the left-hand side, you can see from the contract what CSHA has under task 1.4. And then you can see on the other column what LAEP has in their contract around the idea of resources. And so I'm not going to dig down into those. But one of the things that we want to start to discuss in your one-to-ones is what kind of resources can we create this year around foundational, the why and the what, that can support our grantees and then be something that can be accessed out of our website. So take us to the next slide. And one of the things we also looked at is it's not always the telltale data, but I also pulled some data from your APR. So if you also want to strengthen areas around, I put a couple areas where we are not as strong, or maybe there are challenges that our grantees are focusing on. You can see that shared understanding and commitments, an area that is one that they want to focus on, centering community-based learning, collaborative leadership, progress monitoring, and possibility thinking. Now, we haven't totally named this area, but I was playing with the idea of the partner place, and we'll, for this year, talk about forming those foundations. Take me to the next slide, Steph. And so also, which is in our contract that goes along with this, is those areas around task 1.4 about conducting a comprehensive school and community assets map and needs assessment, improving our family and community engagement, establishing a supportive leadership and shared decision-making, as well as interdisciplinary, cross-curricular, and dynamic collaborative practices that maximize engagement and facilitate processes that are inclusive of our expertise, wisdom, and experience. All of those fall back to the ones that I just shared that came out of our the last slide. Go ahead and take me to the next slide. And so then the goal is that for this year, because there is a limited amount of time, we're focusing on those foundational resources around those areas, especially on how those are written up in the contract. And so when we meet in our one-on-ones, those are some conversations that we can start to have. The goal today was to kind of set the seeds of having those conversations in our one-to-one meetings coming up. Now, the goal is that this year we focus more on those foundational resources, the why and the what. And then in the coming years, we focus on level 2 and 3 of now, how do you do that? Which you can even look back to that California Way slide of now we're looking at how, and then how do those resources then lead into transforming and sustaining. So this year is more foundational. Next year gets more past the why and the what to how, and then moving into sustaining and transformation. So the goal is to set the stage today to start to think about that as we move into our one-to-one meetings coming up, and what kind of resources around that task 1.4 in your contract that you think might be above and beyond what's being done in your spotlights to then add to our website as supports for our grantees, especially in those areas that they need support. All right. Any questions there? And I know some of this will happen in our one-to-ones. And as soon as we're done here, I'll make sure that everyone gets the PowerPoint. I'll send it on to you. And then you can start to think about, you know, what are some of those resources that you have or can create, such as toolkits, one-pagers, anything like that. Because as Lisa and I are talking, we're looking at task 1.4 and how do we support that before the year is over? And then we can have those conversations in our upcoming one-to-ones. And I'm not sure if it's just quiet out there or it's because everyone's on mute.
Well, I'll just be honest, I'm having a hard time getting my head wrapped around it because it seems so big and broad, but I appreciate that there will be, in our one-on-ones, we'll drill down to the weeds is what it sounds like. So then I'll clearly know what my marching orders are. So yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. I see it's broad, but like, what does this mean for us? So I'll hold tight.
And even in the very beginning, Sergio, we're really just going to look at the contract language. So if yours is focusing on, you know, resources around wellness centers, then what would be good for us to be foundational as a support above and beyond your spotlights, that then would be a good resource support that we can create some foundational space in our website. And so we're going to really, in the very beginning, just stick to the contract language so that it's, because there's certain areas that CSHA had and LAEP had that we can just stick to that allows us to focus down a little more. Does that help a little bit? Yeah. And so when I send the PowerPoint, I have the language in each of your columns too.
This is Carla. If I can just add to, I think, and I hear we'll talk more about this in our one-on-ones, clarity around the difference between the partner spotlight, because our partner spotlight is going to have resources that we're linking to and we're encouraging folks to access.
So just a little bit of clarity around how that may be different from additional resources from what you're discussing. So it doesn't have to be answered now, but I think that would just help us with a little more clarity as we move forward with our planning.
And Carla, thank you. When I was planning this, I figured in our one-on-ones, that would be our collaborative conversations. You know, what sets it apart, what's different, because we do have our spotlight sessions, but we're also trying to look at the contract and task 1.4 and determining, you know, as a group, what does that start to look like as we move forward?
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, so expect to have that conversation in our upcoming one-to-ones. Now, my understanding is Yvonne is on, and go ahead and go to the next slide, Stephanie. And she is going to just give us an overall update of the spring partnership convening next Friday, April 19th. If she is not on, I can go and do that. So
I'm
Yvonne,
here.
are you still there?
I'm here,
Right.
David. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I think I've touched base with just about everyone, either via email or one-on-ones or in our coordinator meetings, but I'm super excited for the spring convening. And again, I apologize if you hear background noise from being at the dealership, but it is going to be a fabulous event. When we did the fall, we really focused in on the overarching values of what community schools is. And so now the opportunity to drill down and really look at the power of partnerships and unlocking that innovative learning in our classrooms and in our schools. So we have a full day planned. We start off with breakfast and then we go right into student voice. So we have a student panel in the morning brought to you by our very own Siobhan and Marissa, who is on our CEI team. And she's also part of our family engagement team for SBCSS. After that, Director Gately is going to show us what an innovative classroom can look like. So partnering with our Garner Holt partner, you know, really doing some innovative lesson. And I don't want to just say lesson, but it's an experience, right? Also, we're going to look at, and I don't want to give too much away. So I was going to share more, but I'm going to hold back because we are going to look at, you know, how do we address student barriers? And then also from an asset-based model as well. What happens when we have the community school pieces in place? And what does that look like for our students and their outcomes? And then we're going to end it with a partnership panel, which will be hosted by David and a student from Hesperia High School, my alma mater. Not that I was favored in the selection process, but so that will be amazing. And then, of course, we're going to have a tour at the end from Garner Holt, and that is optional. So attendees can choose to do that. Or we will still have throughout the day a resource experience. And that is kind of where each of you comes in. So LAEP, CSHA, and CTI, you all should be proud of me. I got all those acronyms correct. They will each have a table. So it will be an opportunity for grantees, for legislators, for administrators to kind of connect with each of them one-on-one. So I did send out an email last week and said, hey, if you guys have any promotional items, any fingertip facts, maybe a QR code that you want to display that grantees can scan, that will be happening throughout the day. And we have designated times set aside in the agenda so that grantees and audience members can connect with each of you. In addition to our partners being in that space, so we also will have a CTE Find Your Grind company that will be with us. MDEP, which is our Mountain Desert Education Pathways, will be with us. Our workforce partners will be with us. And then Garner Holt will have a table there as well. So it's kind of a mini community schools resource experience, if you will. And our hopes, when Director Gately and I were talking, is our hopes is that as we continue to build out these convenings, that in maybe a year from now, we could actually have a community schools resource fair or experience. And so That's why we thought it was important to bring each of you into those spaces and have those intimate conversations, as well as some of our other community partners. So it's a full day, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing each of you in person. Full warning and disclosure, I will be hugging people like crazy that day, so be prepared. I know. Thank you, Kelly, for that enthusiasm. I appreciate it. So I look forward to seeing you guys. If you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to reach out. I can take questions now, but I also did send you guys an email just with a little bit more details about arrival time, just so that you guys can set up your booths, and the tables will be covered. Gardner Holt is going to do black tablecloths, and I did share that in the email as well. So looking forward to seeing all of you guys.
First of all, Yvonne, thank you for that. And second, I think we need to give a shout out to Yvonne, because she's just been a real warrior in pulling this all together, and extremely, I don't know the word's proud, but excited by everything that she's doing and the work that she's putting together. So it's going to be a really wonderful event. Don't be there before 7:30. I'm picking up the van at 7 to bring everything over. We're setting up the day before. We do open up to, if you want to come early to do any kind of setup, we'll be there at 7:30, but we would like to see you there around 8 a.m. So we're looking forward to that time with you on Friday, and you getting the chance to interact with all of our dignitaries and grantees. So it's going to be a fun day, and I believe it's going to be just an additional expansion of what we did in the fall. So really looking forward to everything. And once again, Yvonne, thank you very much for everything you've done and all that you've brought in as you've been putting this together. And once again, you can even look on the slide right there, and you can see our picture from the fall convening. We will be doing another one of those, so don't try and sneak out without a picture. All right, last slide.
Can I ask a quick question before we move on? That partner, what was it called?
Resource
Partner panel? No, the partner panel. Last year that included at least one person from each of our organizations, and there was a list of questions beforehand we could prepare for. Do we have something similar going on this year?
So this partnership panel is actually looking a little bit more globally, Devin. Great question. So we're actually bringing, when I say partners, so a superintendent, a board member. So you guys are actually off the hook for this partnership convening. This will focus on our other partners. So our nonprofits, and like I said, we'll have a board member on there, and then a teacher who currently does like link learning, so has that CTE pathway. So that I apologize for not clarifying that, Devin.
No worries. I appreciate it. Thank you.
But you will be introduced that day as core partners early on, and so looking forward to seeing all of you on next Friday. And then last thing before we wrap up, we're going to get out of here a little bit early today. We can hang out if you have any extra questions about anything, but our Southern Region Student Wellness Conference is coming up July 8th through 10th. We always want to remind everyone about that. It's kind of a bummer to have to go to Disneyland Hotel for a couple days, but if you can make it work, it is more than an awesome event. We're really looking forward to some incredible keynotes this year, incredible breakout sessions. People you see in this space like Jennifer Gately and Gabriela Romero are really looking at bringing in some wonderful sessions at this conference. So really looking forward to that. So if it's not on your calendar, just a reminder, that is July 8th through 10th at the Disneyland Hotel. If you need any support around that or how to access, just reach out to us and we can help you with that. So thank you very much on that. And other than that, you're probably going to get about 10 to 15 minutes extra time here. I'll hang out if you have any questions, but other than that, we appreciate and thank you. And we know that you're going to be spending some time with us next Friday. And we appreciate your time today and everyone showing up. And also just seeing all the incredible growth that's happening with this team, as every time it seems like we meet, we're bigger. So thank you very much. And I'll wish everyone a wonderful Tuesday afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Devin.
Have a good one.
Thank you. David, just a reminder, Mono County will not be at the convening next Friday, but we'll miss you. And Yvonne and I are coordinating, so next year our break won't overlap with the convening. So
perfect. And
awesome.
we'll miss you too.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you
Thank
just
you.
bring energy even on a Zoom space. So
Thank you. Someone's got to be the cheerleader for the room. So thanks for all your work, guys. We appreciate you. Bye.
Kelly.
Oh, yes.
Some gentle pushing. Is Casey still going to come to Southern
Yes.
Region?
They just, they're not going to sign up until after the May 1st announcement of their Community Schools Award.
Oh.
So they're planning that's the fund that they're planning on using to attend. So if for some reason they are not granted, then we'll do something
Figure
else.
that out.
Yeah. Yeah. So May 1st, after that, you and I will be texting and talking.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then Kelly, you probably already touched base with Siobhan, but at the coordinator network meeting on Friday, you guys are going to be integrated into the PLW coming up. So if you guys haven't had a chance to touch base, you'll want to touch base with Siobhan, because we want everyone involved.
Okay. So you just let me know what that means for me.
Yeah. Email will go out tomorrow, Kelly.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Great.
Bye, Kelly.
Sorry, I had a question. Would you be able to send me the information for the logic model?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Amanda, I'm sending you the Excel sheet right now for the event. I just
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thanks guys. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Thank you, Yvonne. I know you're traveling, or well, you're at least stationed in a car outside.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you.
And I have a question for you.
Sure.
You
Thank
don't have to
you.
tell me right now, but you know kind of where my life is at. We had looked at Beaumont for a house, but the Melleroofs were crazy. So we were looking at, it was a new place up in Victorville, and I might get your feedback on.
Off of the 395?
Yeah.
Those are the legacy homes. Those are actually really nice.